and gentlemen, welcome. Finally, sorry for the late start here for NGS. We've got Divine Nine and Dank team going on here. It's a Division B West battle here, right at the top of the standings. Both of these teams. I've got with me my co-host, Professor Bobo. How you doing, Bobo?
Ghost Duck, I'm doing great tonight. Shout out to NGS. We went ahead and got our match squared away, and I am ready to jump in and join you on the co-cast for this one.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to start now, and we're going to go right into this draft here. I apologize for the late start. It's getting late for everybody, but here we go, right into Battlefield of Eternity. And we've got... this is Dank Team's map, so we've got Divine Nine with the first pick.
Just a special shout out to Asian Gamer Jason for banning Braxis and Volskaya.
Yes.
And let's get rid of the bad maps, and they're taking us to the good ones tonight. We've got Battlefield, and Divine Nine will be taking us to Infernal Shrines.
Absolutely. And I, once again, we got a little bit of a late start. I had some technical issues crop up all of a sudden, and teams also got a bit of a late start on the coin flip. So we're going to see if we can get this. I tried to speed through here as fast as possible, and I'll do so for the second round just to make sure everybody can get to bed on time. Genji, the first band coming out here for Divine Nine, and we're going to see if Dank Team goes for the Shimada.
There he is.
Yeah. The second one, that is.
Right on cue. Just a quick peek at the standings. Both of these teams are in the top four in Division B West. Right now, everybody chasing amazing. They, I believe, are the one team left in NGS that has a clean record of nothing but wins. Divine Nine in second place, Dank Team in fourth.
Yeah.
As we move really into the crunch time of the season.
Yeah, this is a huge game for both of these teams here. A win for either of these teams could catapult them right up there and make sure that they get into the top four there, which is the teams that are going to be going to the playoffs. And a loss here could mean that Team Conflict or Lurk Patrol could catch up in the coming weeks pretty quickly.
Absolutely. It's definitely one of those boring situations where a draw might be best for both of them.
Yeah.
But again, a win is likely to secure a playoff spot.
Yeah. So Hanzo immediately banned, and Li Ming snap picked right away here. Divine Nine going for the poke style of Battlefield Eternity race here. I have to imagine we got the Greymane coming out here for Dank Team.
Agree. ETC, Lucio, those style of heroes certainly still up here in the meta. And as we move a little bit deeper into the hero season, especially with the Tyrael rework and the introduction of Blaze, just wondering if we're going to see something new here.
Yeah, very true. Our next map is actually going to be Infernal Shrines, and I bet we see, if we see Blaze anywhere, it's going to be there.
That hero is fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. And even though he's not really a race-type hero, which is what first thing you think about in Battlefield of Eternity, he's a very, very solid solo laner. So as an off-tank, we could definitely see him later. Grammy and Lucio being grabbed here. Very common duo here. Very super meta coming out from Dank Team. And the next two picks... if you stay meta, you're going to get ETC, but we're going to see if Divine Nine does that or they do something different here.
Well, we'll see if there's a top lane priority. Everything from Sonya to Malthael to Dahaka up.
Yeah, picking up a soul laner, very common strategy at this point here. Some teams prefer to hold that for later, but Battlefield of Eternity is still one of those maps where a solo laner is very popular. Some of the maps where you'd see it before, like on Tomb of the Spider Queen, you're seeing that focus on solo laners disappear pretty quickly.
I mean, as these, as teams go on deeper and deeper into the season, you feel more comfortable in your rotations. You feel like you can start to really key in on getting those ganks, especially in those offlaners. And again, the way the gameplay update has kind of gone, it's you can win top lane, but it's not always going to give you, anything great, especially in the early game.
Yeah, so a lot of teams, they'll focus on the 4-man there, or they'll send somebody top, and they'll have somebody like Genji or a Zeratul or something rotate up there. But Malfurion ETC picked up for Divine Nine. Malfurion actually I think is getting a little bit more common in the NGS drafts that I've seen. Normally you'd see here a Stukov or some kind of other healer, but Malfurion not often picked up this early, except for lately. ETC, of course, being a very common tank, but how do you feel about Malfurion right now? He's
consistently moved up every single week that my team has had an opportunity to involve him in scrims or practice. He's just, it's not where he was previously, where you find that he is oppressive, and maybe a little bit too dialed into the roots. It feels like the way that the rework has benefited Malfurion is it's evened out his healing output throughout the game.
Yeah, and I see actually a lot of people when they play Malfurion, they go for a lot more healing focus build, and up to and including people taking Tranquility.
Trank is, again, that to me is a little bit, that's on the player. Listen, I'm not a fan of it, but if it works for you, it works. But just like I said, the way that he's been sort of transformed into this full World of Warcraft restoration druid style.
Yeah.
Again, it feels like it's a more even and consistent healing output throughout the game, and you don't feel like you have to double support with him.
Yeah, very true. And we see Arthas being banned out here for Dank team. Looks like they don't want to have the Arthas being countered, countering their Greymane on the other side. Maybe they could go ETC Arthas with Arthas as the top solo laner. And in response, Divine 9 bans another classic top hero, the Sonya, out. So that's a clear response to the Arthas. And also Sonya just pretty decent overall on this map, I would say.
Solid race, solid wave clear.
Yeah.
The interesting, point you would look at as well, the Malthael is still up there if you feel comfortable into that Malthael into Malfurion matchup.
Yeah.
But the Arthas ETC would have provided an absolutely intense amount of lockdown, especially with the Li Ming there. That's too much of an easy setup to just let go through the draft. Yeah, especially with a Greymane.
Yeah, speaking of dive, we got the Tyrael pickup here from Dank team. The Tychus pickup as well. I'm seeing a lot more Tychus coming out in these drafts. Tychus is now getting very, very popular in competitive. He's just able, regardless of how he talents, he's still able to burn down frontline tanks. And without the double support being so common, Tychus can get a lot of value off of straining a healer.
And hey, Tychus, you just stick him into a comp and you let him do what he can.
Yeah, and the Odin, too, is a very good anti-siege and sieging tool as well.
Absolutely. He just fits. He's a hero that most players have played, whether it's in the meta or because of any number of specific buffs or nerfs. And it almost seems like Tychus pops up when people are a little unsure of where they want to take their sort of second DPS.
Yeah, and Tychus patches up a clear hole on Dank team's current lineup, which is defense. So he's really going to be the defensive hero if they happen to lose that Immortal and they get pushed down. Falstad and Malthael come out here for Divine 9. So Global being very can be very useful on this map. You can soak and then fly in or Global in to start damaging on the Immortal very quickly, and it gives you a slight advantage. Malthael also very good for race with his % damage.
A little surprising to see the Malthael into Lucio. Does that change it from Tormented Souls into Last Rites?
Well, that would be insane. Malthael's changes in the PTR are not quite live yet, and I've not yet seen a Last Rites Malthael in competitive, but it would be fascinating for sure.
Absolutely. It's just rare that you see Malthael specifically picked into Lucio. The Falstad, as much as as any team would value the Global in a specific spot, if you take a look at Divine 9 right now, they are vastly short on wave clear.
Yeah, and there's the other dive hero, the Falstad, also being picked up for Gust, probably to push any sort of incoming dive with the Tychus and Greymane away, with Lucio speed boosting them. So an excellent disengage tool for Divine 9. The Malthael into the Lucio Tyrael does surprise me, because not only do you have Soundbearer, you've also got Sanctification coming out from Tyrael. So we're going to see what happens. And Nubarak being the last pick here for Dank team, and they are going to go all in on this dive comp.
I like what Dank team has done here. I like the Anubarak pick. There's no cleanse. You have the self cleanse tool on Malthael, but it's going to be tough to be able to pick off a cocoon there.
Yeah.
With Malfurion's level 7, what is that? Nature's Cure. It's not going to be able to wipe the cocoon out. The Li Ming, not enough to deter the Anubarak pick. Obviously, the spell shield, favors Anubarak, but Li Ming has been for maybe a couple of months the go-to when you need something to safely burn that cocoon away.
Yeah. So interesting compositions going into each other. Some people choosing to not really care about some clear counters that are available for each comp, and it looks like we do in fact have Malthael going top for now. So here on the side of heaven, we've got Divine 9 playing Li Ming. We've got Axon playing the ETC. We've got Dankstrom. Jason is on the Malfurion, and Dendy Smasher on the Falsehood, and Judge Brett on that Malthael.
And here on the side of hell, the better side, we've got Ha on the Tyrael. And moving into the 4-man Asian Gamer on the Anubarak, Mac Attack on the Lucio, Crystal Math on the Tychus, and Yusha GG on the Greymane.
I believe it's pronounced ha 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 ha.
Well, I just wanted to give him the time.
I don't think that's really, I think I just made that up. But Asian Gamer, seeing that ETC's got that bush occupied, just leaves. And we're really just both sides waiting for this wave to crash. Malthael staying back. Tyrael is going to just, man.
And that's a quick first blood.
Yeah.
That was a horizontal slide, really nowhere to get out.
Yeah.
No talent deviations jumping out. We do see Greymane moving into the cocktail build at level 1. We see Force Armor on Li Ming.
Yeah, not a big surprise.
And 7 stacks already on Gathering Storm for Falstad.
Yes.
Not going into the AA build. Obviously, it's tough to double soak here.
Yeah.
But some players certainly do still prefer the AA build just for the Immortal.
Yeah, and you can really get a good amount of stacks here. Like just now, in this 4-man.
15 stacks.
Yeah, with 2 Qs, basically. And really trading that ETC slide for those stacks seems to be the case at the moment. We got Fear the Reaper coming out from Malthael. Nothing really in the surprising on the side of Dank team. Up here,
there's going to be a lot of interesting interactions, particularly when level 10 come up. There's a lot of heroes that you could see them throwing counter synergies against their teammates, and and into each other here. It's like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see how everything winds up stacking when we do get to the point of the 5v5 team fight.
Yeah, Greymane tries to go in on ETC. ETC slides back. Malfurion Root almost gets him. Anubarak dives in, and Greymane and Anubarak are looking real low. They spread their damage out. No real focus. Here's a big root onto Greymane, but no follow-up is possible, so nobody really happens there. And meanwhile, Malthael has pushed Tyrael way in, but Tyrael doesn't seem to be losing any tower damage because of his Justice for All talent.
Very good counter engaged by Dankstrom there. Here's another with the ETC slide. Now the root, that should be at least one.
Yeah, there's a face melt right into the rest of the team, and down goes Lucio, 1-1 here. Both teams looking very, very even on XP, and in fact, we can check to see that's APM. The hero, they get a whole 100 more XP for killing that hero later, but they're going to grab, both teams to get level 4, they're going to grab this bottom camp here, and the Immortals are spawning in 20 seconds.
Dank team maybe just a little too aggressive after getting that first kill. Dankstrom has rebounded from that first death to make 2 very nice plays. He's really set the kills up. Quick and simple QW combos with the Malfurion follow. An Asian Gamer just looking to get a little bit of revenge here.
Yeah, dive in on the Li Ming, misses to teleport out. Big slide onto 3, but ETC is in a bad place. His burrow. Yeah, Burrow is down. Asian Gamer just barely gets out with about 290 health, but here comes some more damage. Shield is up. Anubarak is almost out of mana, and Asian Gamer is going to have to back, and it looks like Divine 9 is going to get a good head start on their Immortal.
Good rotate by Judge Brett. He just missed the shade.
We're going to have them starting this Immortal. They're going to burn it down super fast. Goodness. ETC over here trying to provide interference as a couple people go into this Immortal, but not going to get a whole lot of damage before they go to halftime here. And here it is.
Like to see what the decision is, particularly from Divine 9. I mean, you can make the argument that they have the lesser of the race.
Yeah, it looks like Dank Team's going to come in and defend here hard. ETC stepping out and make sure they focus on him, allowing the team time to race. They have to back out. ETC has to escape bottom, but it looks like the entire team of Dank Team is going to come here. Greymanes takes a step back, and he starts bursting that Immortal down. Gets stunned. I don't know, did his W drop? Yeah, his W dropped.
Unfortunate. That's that small little plays, and that could wind up, you know, maybe costing you a tower if you are not able to secure this.
Yeah, and meanwhile, you see the power of the Li-Ming. Li-Ming just able to sit here and poke. As Falstad as well. Big dive go onto Jason there, and meanwhile, Tira and Malphite are continuing to battle up here solo, but Li-Ming and Falstad able to get unfettered access to this Immortal and knock it down. And they're going to go and grab it with about half shielding, and it's going to go top here.
I really like what Dankstrom's doing up front. Every time the Anubarak goes for a burrow, it's a solid counter engage. He's looking for an opportunity either to help secure the kill, or in that situation there, he jumped onto the Tychus, and it really helped secure that Immortal for Divine 9.
And we're going to see if Asian Gamer is learning from that counterplay and decides to hold his burrow for later on in the fight. We're Immortal going down here, probably going to get this front wall. We're going to see just how far this Immortal can get, possibly get. Meanwhile, the Angels battling it down in bottom. Malphite is pushed way up in the bottom lane, but this front wall is going down. This Immortal is still at full health. This Immortal can get some serious fort damage if Dank Team is not careful. Big power slide into 3 people. A huge amount of damage goes on to Greymane and Lucio. The Root only captures Anubarak, and he's going to be able to back out. No kills just yet, but that means that this Immortal's going to be able to grab this fort.
Absolutely should be a fort. We'll see what Divine 9 wants to do out of this. Do they back off and take a camp?
Yeah,
they're looking for a little bit of wall damage.
Yeah, they're going to push all the way up on this wall. The wave gets here just in time. Here's the Anubarak coming out. Face melts him away, but Greymane has an immediate follow-up, and they've got a long way to go if they want to survive. Dankstrom gives himself away. I believe they've got enough peel and escape to get out of here. Jason throwing a cheeky Moonfire just to make sure. And they've got enough damage to get out, but ETC sacrifices himself. Meanwhile, Maltheo getting this camp down here basically free. I don't think Tyrell's even going to bother to help. But Dank Team taking their own top camp.
You know, I've seen a lot more Tyrael, a lot earlier in the draft. And, you know, the consideration every time we jump into a draft is, well, you know, if the enemy team winds up taking Tyrael, do you just all in on something that you know will beat him in lane? And that may be where the Maltheo pick came from.
Very true.
Right now, we see the Divine 9 with the lead. You know, they shouldn't feel pressured into fights. You know, a Falstad can come in and help protect the Maltheo if he looks like he's going to get ganked. Yeah. But it's total dominance in this off lane.
Yeah, and a very aggressive move here by Denny Smasher, using that global to come down here and help this camp push against the solo Tyrael, as the 3-man is enough to dissuade the rest of Dank Team from pushing on this top wall with their camp. So Divine 9 showing their better defense compared to Dank Team's siege at the moment. So they take a wall bottom and they're not able to respond top.
This is a 1-level lead, 7 minutes in. You would have to expect that Dank Team will back off, concede this, at least until the halftime show.
Yeah, we're going to see. They've got a lot to soak to catch up. Unfortunately for Dank Team, their waves are pushed all the way up, so they can get all this blue XP up here at the moment. Meanwhile, looking at the talents, they get 10 here on the side of Divine 9. No real surprises here. Mosh Pit, it is Tormented Souls. No super secret surprise. Last Rites.
Hoping for a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
why not?
Li-Ming does go Seeker and Disintegration to follow that up. And wow, that Immortal is gone already.
This is going to be a full health Immortal, 100%. And right now, the question is, coming out of here, does Divine 9 look to keep pushing top? Do they feel like they can get a keep if they wind up getting a full health Immortal and they go bot?
Yeah, they're barely going to have any time to really have any sort of decision here. Falstad uses the Gust to push away just to make sure that they can get a full shield Immortal here. They're going to clear top here just fine. This wall only going to get 1 tower here with that, even with that Shaman camp pushing. And finally 10 comes up, and this is where Dank Team is going to have to really make sure that they get back into this game and not give too much away here fighting on even talent tiers.
I really like that Gust. You know, the Immortal takes about 30 seconds before he's going to, you know, get from that ending position back down to a lane. Gust will be up quickly. It really secured the Immortal, and more importantly, you didn't see that sort of late counter kill that sometimes derails teams' push.
Oh, Judge Bresh caught way out here, but manages to get away, and the Twilight Dream catches 4 people. There's the mosh catching the entire team. That is a 5-man mosh, and that is going to be 4 going down. Is Tychus going to escape? It looks like he is. He might try for a kill on Li Ming, but what a play by Divine 9.
Fantastic play by Dankstrom, but there are the interactions that we talked about early. You see Malthael go for the Tormented Souls. The reaction is to go to Lucio and go ahead and pop that sound barrier. Dankstrom sees that, jumps in for a 4-man mosh, and that is going to wind up being a keep. That's, again, a fantastic play by Dankstrom on this ETC. And there we see it, the talent interactions, especially at the heroic level, wound up being misplayed, and that's going to cost Dank team here.
Yeah, they really caught them off guard. They Nubarak really thought that they had a kill onto that Malthael. They weren't expecting the counterattack coming so soon. Cocoon and Sanctification didn't even come out during that fight.
Wow. Absolutely wow. But like I said, you've got a group to get that sound barrier on everyone.
Yeah.
And it was a trigger. Let's throw the power slide out there and see what we can do.
Yeah, same thing with Sanctification. This is ETC was too fast for him. Excellent. I believe that was a self-cleanse coming out, was indeed from Malthael. Good way to get him out. That inevitable end talent just invaluable for anyone playing Malthael at the competitive level. They're going to take this top camp here on the side of Divine 9. And Falstad starting the bottom camp, so double camp here for both of these teams, for this team rather.
So I like it. It's aggressive. And listen, this is a slightly unorthodox comp. You don't see a lot of Falstads on BOE. Like we talked about, you certainly don't see a lot of Malthaels being picked into Lucio, but Divine 9 is just making plays all over the place here.
Yeah, and they're going to have to clear up this top camp, and they're not going to have a chance to really... There's going to be a long rotation. It looks like ETC, they're going to wait for him. Divine 9 looking to maintain this lead. They've got the 13-12. And Falstad down here curling this wave. And he's really threatening keep. They have to respond to this. Now the question is, are they going to respond to it at all? And they're not. And they're just going to go ahead and take this keep for free.
Yeah, no way that they can get there. Yeah. No way that they're going to be able to get down there. That's a fort for a keep. 11 minutes in on a 2-lane map. I'm not sure that's a winning decision.
It's not what you want, but as soon as Divine 9 made the move towards keep, that keep was dead. So the best they can do with that sort of situation, taking this fort, not the trade that they want, but the trade that they got. Tyrion's going to have to clear up this bottom camp, pushing directly onto their core, and the Immortal spawns. That's very bad news here for Dank team.
This is a possible endgame here. Credit to the Falstad. By taking the camp there, he really stopped the Tyrael from, post that keep going down. He could not join with his team. He had to stay in clear.
Yeah, what you'll... Yeah.
I was going to say, Dank team right now, they have to look and try to find one fight to secure this Immortal. And even after that, they're going to have to keep looking to try to find fights.
Oh, and this is it. They know that they're on this camp. Odin is popped. Anubarak comes in. Here comes the Tyrael, and the Sanctification comes out. ETC and Denny Smash are really the only targets. Huge power slide, and that's a 3-man mouse. Lucio tries to boop it. He gets stunned in as well, and there's the Twilight Dream to stop any kind of counter kill, and that's a 5-man wipe.
See you, nerds.
Oh, Dankstrub with the YouTube call.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No, tip of the hat, sir.
Yeah.
Tip of the hat. Again, well played. And again, waiting for the Sanctification. Then they make their move. Tormented Souls finished everyone off in that fight.
Yeah, do you think Lucio was coming in for the boop or for the sound barrier? Because I don't think boop clears Mosh. I don't think it's big enough.
If you're going to clear Mosh with the boop, you have to have finished Cheeks the Base. And right now, Mac Attack only has 3 stacks on it. You can with I believe, and chat help me out, a fully stacked boop will knock ETC out of that.
Yeah, so the only other thing I could think of is that he was going for the sound barrier and he just ever so trying to bridge that gap. Agent Gamer way out in front. There's the sound barrier. Li Ming clears out the cocoon here. ETC has everyone pinned up against the wall, and there's 3 going down. There's the Gus stopping the Greymane flank. Cold Tyrael trait gets a little bit of value. Jason looking real low, but they're going to continue this push onto this keep, and that's going to be 2 keeps for nothing and a full health Immortal pushing onto the core here. This may be GG. Odin comes out, and Odin's going to try and stop this push.
Keep an eye on the bot wave. If the bot wave can get 1 or 2 catapults in there, it should finish it.
And this Immortal, Immortal's hitting way too hard.
Doesn't look like Dank team
54%.
got it.
Odin's not even going to get anybody down to even low health, and that's going to be GG. Game going over to Divine 9.
Just a couple of shout outs. Dendy Smasher on the Falstead, Dankstrom
Yeah.
on the ETC. You know, again, you saw the misplay at the beginning, you know, and at that point, you don't know where the game's going to go. But after that first kill on ETC, perfect play by Divine 9.
Yeah.
They used their heroics in absolute perfect succession.
Yeah.
They wound up drawing everything out from Dank team, waiting, and then when the opportunity came, you saw those giant moshes. You saw the giant Tormented Souls plays. Well done, especially those two players.
Yeah, and some real subtle macro play coming out from Divine 9 that you wouldn't really expect there. Because I mean, normally what you do is if you win the Immortal like that, you just trade out camps. But Falstad going down, realizing they have to clear that wave, and he's able to get a head start in that camp. That actually had a significant impact on the game.
Absolutely, and again, we talked about it. You know, Falstad, an unconventional pick. You know, and using it extremely well. He got stacked very fast. You know, hammering, not something that you're probably expecting on BOE, but he played it well.
Absolutely. Okay, now they're going to Infernal Shrines, and this is Divine 9's map pick. We're going to see if Dank team can come back and take a map on their opponent's court. So, we're going to see.
Both comps last game were fairly flexible. But it was Dank team's map. I'm interested if in what is Divine 9's plan here.
Yeah.
You know, this being their map pick. Again, they showed some picks that we certainly didn't see coming.
Oh, for sure.
What do they want to go for here?
Yeah. Let me figure out these rosters here, I believe. I think I'm having a little bit of trouble inviting.
They're trickling in a little bit.
Let me see if I can give a lobby link here.
I'd like to see a couple of adaptations from Dank team. Getting the Lucio with the Tychus and the Gray main, those teams can sort of with those three heroes you can go either way. You can play for poke and sustain. You can play back. When they went with the Anubarak at that point in the draft, it forced them into going in hard.
Yeah.
Particularly against the Malfurion, against the kiting that you can get from ETC. The Anubarak it focused them on dive, and I do not believe that dive was the answer there. A simple Muradin might have worked.
Yeah.
Even a Joanna just to sort of play things even in the early game, maybe. But again, like I said, the Anubarak trying to force engagements on his own is just not going to be able to do enough, even with the abundance of shields that he can have. It's not going to do enough into what Divine 9 brought to that game.
Yeah, usually their engage was Burrow, and that was usually shut down pretty quickly by Divine 9. The dive plan really never came together. Tyrell never got his holy ground in the place that he wanted it to. Anubarak was never able to just lock down a hero and burst them down. Cocoon had almost zero value, as the Cocoon was gone in an instant by Li Ming Disintegrate.
And the Tyrael pick being countered by the Malthael in lane just meant that Dank team was never able to set up and get the fight that they wanted. They're always getting pushed in that off lane. They've always got to worry about the Falstad possibly showing up somewhere else on the map that's unexpected. Again, it was just too difficult to engage into what Divine 9 brought.
Yeah, okay. It looks like one team is ready. We're going to see if the next team is ready, and we're going to go right into... All right. Okay, here we go into Infernal Shrines. Did I hit the button? Okay, there we go. Now I hit the button. And there's the screen. Okay, Infernal Shrines comes up.
If this takes more than 5 seconds to ban the ETC out.
Yes. Dankstrom really, really on point with that R button.
That was a 5 and a 4?
Yeah. It was a 3. I'm not going to count the Lucio walking into it.
Okay. All right. As a tank player, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, but I mean, it might as well be 4 because Lucio's not in the mosh. He can't boop it out because he doesn't have his quest finished. There's nothing Lucio can do. His team is zoned out too far away for him to use Soundberry, and that's why he walked into the mosh pit. So maybe that does count. ETC banned, just as he said.
Both Shimadas on the board.
Yeah, for sure. And Infernal Shrines, I mean, both Diablo maps, really, Hanzo brings a lot of value. And Genji always is just death walking. And there is the Genji hover, in fact.
It's always a question of what don't you want to play against.
Yeah. Yeah, they're deciding which one you do. Like, I've heard the conversations go, do we ban the Hanzo? Yeah, we ban the Hanzo. Don't even want to deal with it. Give them the Genji.
So with the Hanzo out, now, start to look for these early picks maybe being about clear on the shrines.
Yeah.
Greymane, Dahaka still have very, very good clear.
Yeah, let's bring that Blaze in.
No, please, let's.
Genji, first pick. All right, now we're going to see what Divine 9... Divine 9, in banning Hanzo, knows that Genji is available, and so they have to say, okay, if Genji comes through, what do we do? And
well, I mean, last game, they showed the Malfurion.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine as a counter.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect the Leeming here, but keep an eye on some things that have moved up, such as Jaina.
Yeah.
The Malthael can still work here.
Yeah. Gul'dan has got Horrify, which is a good counter engage, especially Dragonblade comes out. Horrify nullifies most of it.
Gul'dan always just a little bit tougher for Genji to kill. It's not just about the life drain and the Horrify. Gul'dan does have one of the higher hit points, especially for the mages. I'm not sure if there's a mage with a larger health pool. At level 1. There's always the weird parts in there, where do you consider Nazebo and some of the other specialists, but Gul'dan has a high effective health pool.
Oh man, Nazebo would be a curveball in this game right here. Both teams playing very meta.
Lucio Greymane just throwing it right back at him.
Yeah, say the word meta and it appears right there. Lucio Greymane, ever popular double pick.
But taking Dank team's early rotation.
Yeah. So here I think we can expect to see probably Dank team's tank and very possibly some obvious DPS. Maybe pick up that aforementioned mage and ban out some others. Grab yourself a Kael'thas or a Gul'dan or a Jaina and ban out some others you don't want to deal with.
With the Greymane showing up on Divine 9 side, I would expect and hope that Dank team would try to get a little bit extra Merc control.
Yeah.
And clear. I would love to see a Jaina here.
Arthas Jaina actually
works perfectly fine.
Would be
you can pivot specifically into banning something like KT or Chromie if you feel like those mages are going to wind up pressuring you.
Yeah.
But again, with Greymane's ability to just break off and jungle 1 minute into a game, you either have to look to be invading or matching him and then trying to make a macro.
Yeah, and there she is. There's the Sonya, the counter Merker to the Greymane, and Stukov picked up. Stukov, of course, has excellent point control on those shrines. I can't tell you how many times we've seen the growing infestation just sucking up all that available real estate on those shrines.
And Sonya still with exceptional camp clear.
Yeah, very good on the shrines herself. She can basically just clear herself. Here's the Tyrael band looking to stop the Holy Ground. Also offers excellent control. And then there's the Diablo, the tank choke.
We were hoping for some pinball action, weren't we?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially, if we see Diablo play just like the ETC play, that would have been very fun to watch. We're going to see Divine 9 hoping to grab their tank, but Dank team really going to ban out the meta tanks at the moment, even though they don't really have theirs right now either, so...
The Nubarek. Yep. And the Arthas.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite rotations.
Yeah.
The Nubarek Arthas, extremely European if you're looking at that. They banned out the Tyrael to stop the sanctification.
Yep.
You've now got great single target lockdown.
Yep.
You have 2 tanks that can deal with all of the damage on the other side.
Yeah.
It's going to take a different kind of pivot here to swing this draft in Dank team's favor.
Yeah, Arthas also can deal with the Sonya, really prevent her from just demolishing that lane, can can hold his own. I don't think he can beat Sonya, but he can really prevent that lane from spiraling out of control. And their last pick is really anybody. So they can't really counter. They can't deny take here on the side of Dank Team.
That's true, and just to sort of contrast what happened in the offlane to, in the last game, you've got Arthas, who's a much stronger solo laner than Tyrael.
Yeah.
Even though both of those heroes are going to be geared towards what they can do in the team fight, the Arthas is going to wind up holding out longer, and he should enable Divine Nine to be at the shrines on time.
Okay, we get the Jaina Johanna. So we're looking for the Condemn Jaina Burst combo here on the side of Dank Team. And they take away also, Jaina would have been very powerful in Divine Nine. There's the Gul'dan.
I like both of these drafts. It's just in a neutral setting, I'm personally just always going to tip my hat to the Anubarak Arthas.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to how well Jaina can set up, because if Jaina manages to land a ring, it really shuts down Divine Nine cold. Lucio can beat drop, but I don't know the range of it if it's a guarantee that he hits everyone else in ring. But other than that, if Jaina comes in with a strong ring, Genji can simply clean up.
Curious, if you are playing the Anubarak in this spot,
Yeah.
what is your play with Cocoon?
Yeah, I mean he's got to be thinking about saving it for Dragon Blade.
You can, absolutely, but at the same time, if you want to engage, you would have to. You've got to remove Stukov in the flailing swipe, or that first kill is going to be repelled either by him or the Johanna. After brilliantly playing the first game, I really want to see how Dangstrom winds up using the Cocoon. Is it specifically so that they can get the engagement that they want, or is he going to hold it for defense?
Yeah, so, all right, we go into the second round of this Diablo battle here. And on the side of Heaven, once again, we've got Divine Nine with Judge Brett on the Arthas, Dendi Smasher on the Gul'dan, Jason on Lucio, Axon playing the Greyman, and Dangstrom on the Anubarak.
And once again on the Hell side, Crystal Math on the Jaina, Asian Gamer on the Sonya, Mac Attack playing Stukov, Yusha GG, sliding in on the Genji there. And our last but not least is ha 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 on the Johanna. I guess the challenge is to do that name differently every single time.
I absolutely love that name.
And he had the good sense to cap it. Just throwing the cap locks out there.
Yeah, so both teams going for the 5-man battle royale here. We've got a little looking for a flank here on the side of Johanna. She's going to step up here, condemn the wave. And both these teams have such huge wave clear. But with a Johanna Sonya, I actually think that Dank Team has better wave clear.
But does it outpace the Lucio speed?
Yeah.
Does Lucio get his buddies there faster? E-build for Gul'dan. We'll keep an eye on those stacks.
Yeah, so classic 4-man rotation here for Infernal Shrines. Up top, we've got Arthas trying to do his best against Sonya. Let's take a look at the level 1 talents as both teams try to rotate these bottom 2 lanes. We've got Accelerando, of course, for Lucio. Gul'dan going for the Corruption
Big
build.
Corruption.
Yeah. Big 8 stacks on there. Arthas, of course, going for the block for the Genji and to make sure that he does well in the solo lane. Greyman Q build, of course. Sonya going for Shot of Fury. Now, I'm very interested.
Good invade here by Dank Team. I like this. After the first game, playing a little aggressive. Is the Stukov trait heal up?
Oh, the Genji comes in on the back line, goes again one-on-one in the Greyman, and the Greyman goes down as the rest of Divine Nine goes after the Jaina and Stukov, who are able to get out, so no counter kill here for Divine Nine.
Good juke there by Yusha GG. Looks like Macatek's trying to get Jaina back in there to maybe get one more kill.
And nothing doing from either team. Both teams licking their wounds, and only one kill going over to the side of Dank Team, making a serious statement. And I was saying before, the Sonya rotated all the way down here to help that invade out, and she's able to come back up here without a big loss in experience. So excellent rotation there by Asian Gamer, abusing her winning the solo lane.
I like what Dank Team does there. You're coming off a first game that ended pretty quickly. You're playing aggressive in the second. Even though you don't get a camp, you're just grabbing yourself a kill. You're feeling pretty good about yourselves right now as they head into level 4.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to watch how the Sonya plays with this Shot of Fury build. Sonya hitting a nerf and not really able to being the single target blow up that she once was. I'm going to see how she plays the hero now. A lot of people are going for E build, but she goes for the Shot of Fury.
It'll help you in the long fights if they feel like they're going to be on the shrine forever, and that's not impossible given, you know, the damage that's slotted over on Divine 9. This should take a little while. You could get value out of Shot of Fury.
Woo!
Great play by Yusha GG. Can he get back out?
Oh, he's
Dueling Greymane?
He wins the 10 health. Exactly 10 health left on Yusha GG. And the only word that comes to mind is calculated. Excellent work here by Dank team. They may make Divine 9 regret not banning that Genji.
Mac Attack is doing work on Stukov.
Absolutely.
Absolute work on Stukov. You know, without the benefit of extra heals at level 1, he's still been able to keep his team alive, particularly in the face of some big corruptions by Dendy Smasher.
Yeah. All right, they're going to go ahead and grab this bottom, while Sonya is meanwhile doing this camp up top alone. So a lot suffered there by Divine 9. Dank Team takes a decisive early lead. This Foreman is free to do whatever they want as Sonya just clears this top here by herself. Dendy Smasher and Jason just getting soaked while they get this camp to, I guess, push against the Immortal. But I feel like that camp's going to get cleared right away.
Keep an eye on the XP here. If Dank Team can get a 1-level lead, it is going to set them up perfectly going into the next Punisher. I'm not sure they get a ton of value out of these Punishers, Gul'dan and Greymane among the better clear. It's very easy for Dankstrom to wind up pulling this Punisher around. Right now, for them, it should be about trying to figure out how we can get a 1-level lead and get out of here clean.
Yeah, so Punisher goes and jumps over. They're going to clear this Punisher pretty quick, but they're going to get a front wall on the side of Dank Team. Meanwhile, you have Johanna going bottom and being the one to solo against a Gul'dan. I'm very surprised Gul'dan is not up here defending. I guess maybe they thought they needed more wave clear for quicker XP gain, able to double soak here during this Punisher phase.
Didn't matter. Not even a half-level lead.
Yeah, absolutely. So not able to get too much there, but Sonya going for Mercenary Lord here at level 4.
Huh.
Yeah.
And Composite Spear.
Yeah.
So this is a Fury build Sonya.
Yeah, and I want to say, I forget what what's his name, Dyrus used to take at level 1 on Sonya, but he used to go Composite Spear all the time, and he got a lot of value out of it, taking people off guard who weren't expecting the extra spear length.
If this is just something an Asian gamer has sort of in his back pocket, keep an eye out to see if he takes an extra W talent later. You know, he's got all of this Fury. He should be able to spam his splash damage, and that could be sort of where he's going. Just try to keep himself up at the max amount of Fury as long as possible, and just keep throwing W's out there.
Yeah, very surprising going into this composition. I'm looking to see what the Mercenary Lord value is going to be. If it's just health taking these camps so that she can go Shot of Fury and not have to worry about damaging herself taking the camps, or if she's going to actually push with them.
Gonna have to find a way to get a couple more kills again without a team that doesn't have great engage.
Okay. Dank Team still staying in this lane here, really controlling these rotations here. They're going to go ahead and trade out camps here. This camp pushing middle for Divine 9. And looks like we got a Greymane rotation on the Sonya. Let's see if she sniffs it out and backs up. You know, she's going in hard against this Arthas.
There's the Composite Spear. That should do it.
Big root on the Arthas. The spin, is it going to be enough? The boop.
And the corruption. Wow.
Oh, the corruption and the Q from Gul'dan. 4-man rotation takes out that Sonya, and it is enough. And that's going to get them a big XP back in here. Genji! Oh, Lucio goes down to 40 health. He's able to back out there. Oh, excuse me.
Jason getting that one clutch boop. That's really all they needed.
Absolutely, and they're not able to counter-engage against that 4-man rotation. They're able to back off immediately. They are going to make it to 10 first on the side of Dank Team, but Divine 9 can be right in their heels, and I don't know that Dank Team can create a window to use that 10 to their advantage.
Yeah, the lack of pressure from the first Punisher, and you know, you talked about it, you know, Gul'dan, side soak? Well, they're going to hit 10 at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, with the 10s coming out here, you do indeed have Wrath coming out for Sonya. Johanna.
Merklord value.
Yeah, Johanna holding that 10. Falling Sword, question mark? Okay, no, it's going to be Blessed Shield. She grabs it now. Dragon Blade for Genji. Ring of Frost from the Jaina. and flanking swipe from the Stukov. Sound Barrier, Horrify, Army of the Dead go for the throw, and Cocoon coming out for Divine 9. We're going to see how these 10s influence the team fights now.
Good silence by Mac Attack. He's going to have to step back here.
Big
a little
blizzard
bit
onto Lucio. The Sound Barrier comes out, preventing too much Dragon Blade damage, but there's the Ring of Frost, and the follow-up damage is not quite there. Lucio finally goes down after... Not Lucio, sorry. Arthas finally goes down, followed by Lucio, and that's 2 dead for Dank team, and an excellent battle coming out from them. Meanwhile, Asian Gamer hears the Merc Lord value.
Get that value, girl. Shout out to Yusha GG. He's playing real well on the Genji. Not quite popping off there just because of the sound barrier, but again, it's 4-0 coming into this game, leading the game in hero damage. He's done a great job, even on a first pick Genji.
Yeah, speaking of which, keeping Dendy Smasher on his toes here on this Gul'dan. Ease through, gets Dendy Smasher real low, but has to back out. Can't really get a kill. And they've spread out. Sonya taking care of this camp. She might be in trouble as 3-4 invade.
Nope.
No Cocoon comes out. Cocoon actually was put on a cooldown. And now it's up. Sonya's spinning on everybody, getting a ton of damage on the grenade, followed by the Jania. That composite spear value. Sonya in the middle of everybody, but nobody can stop her from spinning.
They can't stop her from spinning, and they can't stop her from generating fury.
Yeah.
Listen, Asian Gamers making it work. Absolutely making it work here.
Yeah.
I would like to see them push as 5. I think the minion should be able to take this fort out.
Yeah. Sonya comes up here by herself. I wonder if she's looking to force one up here in response. I don't know. I mean,
the clear is so fast on Dank team's side. It's a little bit of that, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you all in is 5, you quick Horrify.
Yeah, quick Horrify coming out, and I wonder if they thought that they have with the Gul'dan that they've got the defensive tools needed, and that Sonya trying to push too hard and trying to get kills is just going to mean feeding instead.
But just getting back to the point, what to do with these Punishers. They've been moderately successful with them, but they haven't gotten great value out of it. They're now up to a level and a half lead. On that next Punisher, you know, do they change it up? Are they going to all in as 5? Or are they going to even think about going in a different direction where they start to split push, particularly with Sonya and that Merc Lord? Again, not great value out of the first 2 Punishers, but Yusha GG and Asian Gamer have done more than enough to justify this level and a half lead.
Yeah, and like, if Merc Lord is getting any value, even if Sonya is not with the Mercs, it forces Divine 9, it denies him the ability to Deathball.
It's true, but and the other thing about Merc Lord is it's a bit of a clock in game because you've picked a talent that is not likely to get late game value.
Big damage going on to Yusha GG in the backline. Stukov gets Cocoon. He's able to get out pretty quickly, and no real follow-up here. Divine 9 just backing off.
Well played. But again, what we're talking about with Merc Lord is that if you... It's a talent that you're likely to not get late game value out of. I want to see Dank team have a plan in place here. When they hit 16, how are we going to get a keep? And maybe it starts with this Arthas pick up top.
Yeah, Sonya doing a lot of damage. Crystal Meth coming up. I love that name on Jaina, by the way. Sonya, big spear on there, and this Arthas is going to go down.
Good corruption coming out there. Is there a counter engage?
No, Nubarak not quite far enough out to stun everybody. The rest of the team not able to follow up, and that's going to be another kill for Dank. 6-1 at the moment. And they're going to go ahead and push down here.
They're doing a great job in this game. Odd to see, you know, they got bodied out of their map, made the adjustment, and are coming back here on Divine 9's pick and doing a darn good job.
Yeah, and I feel like the Johanna suits the style of Dank team a little bit more than the Nubarak. You weren't seeing the engages that you want there, but the Johanna Condemn is not nearly as all-in as the Nubarak was.
No, and against the Gul'dan, even though there is burst on Divine 9, it's...
Oh my goodness, the Panic Ring manages to secure a kill with Sonya coming up. The cavalry arrives. I thought that was a Panic Ring, but instead it nets a kill onto the Gul'dan, who was, I don't want to say careless, because I think he got slowed by the Jaina, but was not able to evade it as well.
I think he thought he was safe. He had the Lucio there. I think he was looking hungry for the kill. Well played again.
And Asian Gamer on top of his rotations here. They're going to go ahead and start the shrine, I believe. Yeah.
But I do have to agree with you that the Joanna pick is clearly working out here. It's the safety of Iron Skin. It's the Blessed Shield to stop whatever it is Divine Nine wants to do. And the ETC ban, critical right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That they got Dankstrom off of that hero after game 1.
Yeah, and I wonder if the Diablo was also a knowledge on Dankstrom. Maybe he plays a killer Diablo as well.
I mean, Diablo into Stukov is a good matchup.
Yeah. Very, very true. Okay, they're going to go ahead and grab this camp here while Divine Nine doesn't want anything to do with the shrine as it's pushing onto a fort. They've got a fort and keep in the way, and they're going to go ahead and trade out fort and fort, it looks like.
Well, for a good move here, listen, you're down an entire level. Even losing a keep wall on bottom with the way that the shrine should rotate is not the end of the world. You're hoping to take the fort top, get a top shrine next phase, and find yourself in a position where you can take a team fight and maybe make a play to win the game.
Yeah, but Dank team here saying, hey, guess what's up on the map? We've got a camp, and we're going to be pushing with not just a Punisher, but Merklord Khazra camp.
Here's the jump. They should get the wall. This won't be a keep.
Yeah, this wall is going to go down real fast. They're trying to pull this Punisher up top to keep. I've heard some talk about changes in AI, but they're not able to do it regardless. Here comes a Nubrak right in the middle of everybody, and he is in a bad place.
Body. Well, call me a liar. There's that keep. It's gone.
Yeah, the keep goes down. The ring manages to only land on Arthas. Are they going to get the follow-up damage to take him down? The Dana damage is way too much, and Arthas just completely drained of his life very quickly. They're not going to go for core. They're going to keep these goatmen poking at it with their spears, but they're not going to get the shield down instead. Dank team going to look to push these mercs, this wave up onto this keep wall. They may try to take a keep wall, or they may...
I believe they'll go for top, just top camp. Try to keep the map pressure up. You've got Sonya falling back. Death timer is still a little short. Paint the map red. They're going to be in a real good position, especially taking the invade on Divine Nine side. They'll be in a good place to have a great setup for this next top shrine, and it could be game. Particularly, just keep an eye on that bot lane. It's just going to keep on creeping up, and I'm not sure who is going to have to babysit that bot.
Yeah, fortunately, you have Gul'dan able to clear all these waves super fast in time for him to rotate around on the map. And there's not a whole lot here for Dank team to do.
No, and just a quick check on some of the talents. Denny Smasher on his Gul'dan, he's got 32 out of 40 hits with Corruption. Crystal Meth on the Jaina is about 80% of the way through an Ice Block. Can they get the engage here? Sound barrier out with the Cocoon.
It's going to hit 2, and meanwhile you've got 2 split, but Nat makes a Nubrak split from his team. He can E back over the wall, and they're all going to get out safe.
Good to say it. Good escape. Trading a couple of cooldowns. Sound barrier, the biggest one. Without the shrine being procced, everything should be up or close to up for the next objective phase.
Yeah, really. Lucio, the only odd man out here as well. Sonya's all going to come back in time, and Dragon Blade was now just coming up from the previous fight. Dandy
Smasher. The wave clear, 125k siege.
Oh my goodness, that is absolutely insane.
And it's something that you want to tip your hat to, but at the same time, again, it's been because of the constant pressure that this Merklord Sonya has actually been putting on the lanes.
And Shot of Fury Sonya, look at that hero damage, even outdoing the Gul'dan.
It's ramped up over the last couple of fights. It's again, it's an odd build by Asian Gamer, but again, when it works, you tip your hat to him.
And granted, a lot of that is Sonya probably just beating up on Arthas, Wing him while he just runs it down. But still, that's a very powerful force that they have to contest with.
Double camp pressure, but the bot keep being on will just provide Dank team with enough time to work their way from bottom to top.
Yeah, Divine Nine managing to get 2 of these bottom easy camps here.
I would like to see them pick up one more wave at least on this bot lane.
Yeah, and top lane...
One more. Nope.
Yeah. Top lane, though, Punisher very good for Divine Nine.
Divine Nine, even though they're up there first, even though they're going to get the start on this, they need a plan to get on the back line. They need to delete either the Stukov or the Jaina to get this going.
All right, Arthas and Nubrak take up both of these bushes. Nubrak coming out, way out. The sound barrier goes down, and they're looking to hard engage. This flailing swipe comes out Meanwhile, Genji is just dragging blading everybody in the backline. Down goes Gul'dan. Dankstrom is maybe close to follow, but he go ahead and gets out. Genji has to retreat before he goes on. Asian Gamer's looking very low in the meantime. Both Sonya and Nubrak hang by a thread. The spin, they can't stop the Sonya spin. She gets so much value while Nubrak is just decimated trying to escape in the back. And that is going to turn the fight in favor of Dank Team. Genji cleaning up. Doesn't quite get Jason, but the composite spear value taking the Greymane out before he's able to get back behind his gate.
Are they going for the end? Certainly looks like it. That's 2 catapults with the third coming up. Lucio can't clear this.
Yeah, the best he can do
like this move.
is try to boop the catapults into the core, but they're going to be on top of there. It's going to be 6 seconds before Gul'dan is back. He still has Horrify up, but that's probably going to be it. 17 seconds before any more DPS.
3 catapults, no one able to get back there.
Yeah, they're able to get the core down to 70% before they can even respond. This is going to be GG. Horrify comes out, doesn't do the job, and that is going to be a 1-1 draw. Dank Team pulling it together, getting themselves back on track, and bringing this match to a tie.
Shout out to Dank Team.
Yeah, very well done there. And we're going to see...
Did not expect that second game to go that way, and like I said, more credit to him. Asian Gamer, Yusha GG, Mac Attack, standout performances in that one.
Okay, I'm going to do the interview check here. I can't whisper Asian Gamer, but let me... let me see if I can talk to Asian directly here. That sounds so bad when I say it.
Some good names here.
I know, right?
I like Crystal Bath. Shout out.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit late here on getting Asian Gamer into the chat. Oh, no, never mind. He's responding to me right away. Let's meet in lobby 2.
Right on.
All right. Switch everything over. Okay, I'm back in the lobby here. We're gonna interview the captain of Dank Team here first, Asian Gamer. How are you feeling about that match?
Which one? The first one?
The full both matches as a whole.
So I'm actually glad that we didn't let that first thing affect us. You know,
yeah.
Change of mentality is good. People tend to get tilted.
Yeah, you guys really pulled everything together and got your game plan going there. Were you just having trouble getting the dive with the Nubrak and the Tyrael onto Divine 9 in the first game?
It might have been something we hadn't practiced enough. Just problems of execution and stuff.
Out of curiosity, did Divine 9 take something away from you in your draft there?
Let's think. I don't think so. No, actually, okay. I don't think so.
Okay. And just a quick little follow-up. Really, what was it like between those two games? I mean, listen, you guys got bodied pretty hard, but in that second game, you looked like a completely different team.
Honestly, first game, probably just some mistakes. We didn't take the ETC. We try to go for a positive mentality, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, you say no biggie.
Yeah,
when somebody makes a mistake, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's definitely showing. Whatever. You guys were very focused in the second game, able to be very aggressive and make some very savvy rotational calls in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta walk us through the Sonya.
Yeah, what's that build, man?
Is this new? Is this post Poison Spear nerf? Is this something you always keep? No, really. Like I said, it was different but incredibly effective.
Yeah.
You're triggering about like 3 to 4 different people on my team right now. I kid you not. It's almost a daily occurrence. I got roasted for my build choices, but yeah.
Listen, it worked.
Like you don't have to give away your secrets if you don't want to, but like what's where did you find you got the Merclord value? Is my biggest question.
Actually, not that much on that one. Normally, it's a lot better. Just when I can just push in a lane and then like run out for 20-30 seconds, not miss out on any soak.
Right.
Especially on boss maps.
Out of curiosity, I'm watching this Fury build sort of ramp up, later and later into the game, and I see it at level 16. I see Furious Blow. Are you in this build sort of working up to that late game? I have unlimited fury. Here's a seismic slam for all of you.
I'd say that's more of a cherry on top. It's not like a.
Okay.
It's not like what I would describe as like a Malthael Soul Collector 16 type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not really that essential.
Okay. Like I said, just different.
Yeah, it is.
Different and effective.
And we have to admit, that composite spear netted at least 2 kills.
Yep. Yeah, range is pretty nice. Now that poison got nerfed,
Yeah.
Just messing around with that.
Yeah. All right, Bubba, you have any more questions?
No, I think that was it.
You got
like
any
I said,
yeah.
just a quick shout out. You guys in that second game were fantastic.
Yeah.
Looked like a totally different team.
Yeah. You got any shout outs for us for Twitch?
So I've got a friend at home that it's like 12:43 for him right now, but he always turns up and watches. So thanks for the support, Alberto. You're a great friend. And to one of my teammates who stayed up till like 4:30 last night. I made him like stay up till 4:30 last night, just scrimming with me.
Wow.
So, shout outs to you, Nick.
Nice.
Good man. That was a well-earned draw.
Yeah. Well done. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Okay, we're going to bring in Dankstrom, captain of Divine 9. We're going to get his thoughts about both games here, especially that first game where they really ran away with the match.
Hello, casters.
Hello, Dankstrom. How are you doing? How are you feeling about that match?
A little bit frustrated by the second game. We felt we had a good draft. It just didn't come together, didn't play like we hoped we would to make it happen. So, but first game felt really good about that. Just second game was just frustration because we thought we had a good draft. It just didn't work out.
That's absolutely fair. Now that first match, you guys did an excellent job just sort of out-rotating him, and like you made a really bunch of cool macro plays. The Falstead was really key to your early game. Can you do you like playing Falstead on Battlefield?
It's just an option sometimes. We drafted him more for other tools that he had rather than his global. It's a relatively smaller map. The lanes oftentimes can be close to an Immortal, whether we're defending or attacking if you need to side soak something. So I wouldn't say it's a favorite of ours, but it's something we can definitely pull out and play well.
Awesome. Very cool. Bubba, you have any questions?
Shout out to the Mosh God plays.
Yes.
Well
yeah,
done.
Jason better put those in some highlight reels. That's all I got to say.
I like the YouTube shout out in the middle of a game. It was, listen, you hit five people, you can get a little arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call it arrogant. It was the second one of the game, so I was like, okay. It's the first one, you don't say anything. The second one, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fun.
So just in this set here real quick, the one thing that kind of jumps out is Anubarak goes 0-2 for both teams. Do you look at it as this is a hero that maybe was valued a little bit too highly? Was this a hero that both teams kind of misplayed? How does Anubarak go 0-2 in both of those games on different sides, especially from your perspective playing up front?
I think Anubarak is probably in the top 4 tanks in the meta right now. I'm pretty comfortable on him. The other teams seem fairly comfortable on him as well. He works for what you draft him for. I can't speak for the other team on their composition and what they tried to do. But for us, the composition as a whole didn't work out. Felt it was more play. The player, like myself on Anubarak, and figuring that out into that composition, the Stukov was very frustrating to deal with at times.
A lot of cocoon targets.
What's that?
There was a lot of cocoon targets in there too. Yeah, you could
Oh yeah, but it just silenced the whole time. So you'd get in, you'd want to cocoon a target, and then go down to stun, but you're just silenced the whole time. So it's like, what the heck? Can't do anything.
Fair enough.
So no, I really don't think the Nubrak showed that he was weak tonight from either side. I thought the hero was just fine, and the compositions he's drafted.
Yeah.
Right on.
How did you guys deal with the Nubrak in that first game? What was your plan to deal with that?
Our plan is what we recognize is that they were basically just drafting, a blow up comp, especially post 13 with Holy Ground, isolate the ETC and kill him. You might have seen that happen the first 5 seconds of that first game in the bottom line. The less we talk about that power slide, probably the better.
Yeah, Dank, you'll be glad to know I was actually looking at the solo lane and observing that, so no one will see the power slide.
I'm sure Jason will put that in some sort of highlight reel of bloopers. So don't worry, it'll be shown at some point.
But hey man, sometimes listen, I know how that goes. Sometimes you need to make that early game misplay just to kind of smack yourself upside the head.
That was decent. Yeah, so they're just a blow up comp, and so we were more concerned about their post 13 Holy Ground isolation of him. They were just going to look for the Nubrak stun into any sort of blow up on myself or any other target that they were going to get.
Right on.
Awesome. Well, you got any shout-outs for Twitch, Dank?
Yeah, everybody else on my team, Axon specifically for filling in tonight and in a pretty critical role for us. This was a rough series, I'd say. I think both of our teams will see Dank team, or our team will see Dank team again in the playoffs, I'm guessing. And we don't get a tiebreaker now with them by winning that second game. But again, Jason's kind of our team captain. He put it all together, does all the scheduling. Thanks him for that. So then we always have Dindy Smasher on ranged, Judge Brett on the solo lane, and Axon filling in. And Ribley, I know he watched. He's your usual range DPS player, but he had to work tonight, so he watched a little bit from afar. But I always thank him for the support.
Oh, very cool. So thank you so much for joining us.
No worries. Thank you guys. Take care.
All right. Okay. That does it for us. This is a 1-1 tie here in Division B West. It looks like both these teams, neither of them really securing that top spot they want, sort of floating in the top 2, 3, 4 places there. So more excitement to come later in the season for both of these teams. Thank you so much. My co-caster has been Professor Bobo. It's been a pleasure once again to do this with you.
Cheers, Ghost Dunk, man. Listen, like I said, I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. It is very late for most people. Once again, I also sincerely apologize to both teams for the late start, but I was able to get the slideshow to go away, and so I was able to enjoy a quality cast here. Once again, we have Divine 9 versus Dank Team, Division B West, going 1-1 drawing. I've been Ghost Dunk. My co-caster has been Professor Bobo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that is it for me tonight. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.